Hey guys, Apoc here, and today I am bringing you a new variation of my Hog Lumberjack deck. But first, today we are going to be getting a legendary chest from our shop. It's been a while since I feel like I've had one of these in the shop. I feel like it's been, at least 2 months. So I'm excited. Let's see what we get. I'm hoping for maybe an Electro Wizard or Graveyard. That would be nice. Oh yeah, just what we wanted. Electro is really one of the best cards in the game right now. So definitely excited to get that. And I feel like it's been so hard for me to get. I had a level 3 Electro Wizard at the end of the Electro Wizard challenge. And I just haven't been able to get it from there, it feels like. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, we are going to hit another huge milestone today. And if you look at the top left, you will see that I am just a fraction away from getting to level 13. So today we are going to do that. And we're going to do that by upgrading our poison. I feel like this has been a long time coming, and that grind to level 13 has just taken forever. And as you see, I have 65,000 donations. So it's been a long way getting there. So let's get this upgraded. Boom. So 43 damage to the crown to the tower per second. That sounds pretty good. And there it is. Make sure we're going to screenshot this. Definitely excited to finally hit level 13. Feels like a major accomplishment. Okay, so let's talk about the deck a bit. And I appreciate that you guys being here for that accomplishment. So, as for the deck, this deck is a little bit more of a cycle deck as opposed to the last one, which was running Goblin Gang and Rocket to finish them out. We are now playing Ice Spirit and Lightning. Replacing Rocket with Lightning is going to be a little bit better versus buildings, but specifically versus Electro Wizard, since it seems like Electro Wizard is pretty much everywhere in challenges. The last grand challenge that I won, out of my 12 wins, 10 of them had Electro Wizard. So really, when you're going into a grand challenge, you should definitely be expecting that you're going to face a lot of Electro Wizard. You should also be expecting that you're going to face a lot of Hog Riders currently. So we dropped Goblin Gang. Goblin Gang is really fantastic right now, but the amount of log and additional zaps, Zap seems to be making a bit of a comeback. Felt that it wasn't getting the true value out of it. So one thing I did want to make note about with this deck is that this deck has a lot of range or reach. And what I mean by that is that the damaging spells and Princess can really burn down a tower without necessarily having to get your troops, the Hog Rider or the Lumberjack to the tower to get it down. I mean, obviously you want to get the tower down as low as possible, but in the event that there's only a few damage left that you need, the Lightning is going to deal 346 damage at tournament standard, as well as the Princess deals 140 at tournament standard, and the Log deals 96 at tournament standard. So that's a total of 582 damage, which is really nice. That takes down about 20% of the tower's health in a tourney. So do keep that in mind, that you can cycle through that. Another thing to keep in mind is when you lay the Princess at the bridge, you may want to hover your log, especially if they've responded previously with something like Skeleton Army, Goblin Gang, or even their own Princess to knock yours out. In the deploy time of those troops, you can actually, if you're quick, you can you don't even have to prediction it. You can just release it when they do, so that you don't log when they just log your princess. So that's one piece of advice for this deck. Another is, you got to make sure that you keep track of elixirs to know, and their card cycle. Make sure that if you can get around their defenses, so you know when to commit and have that lightning in play. So let's hop into some replays of this. I'm currently 4-1 in this challenge. I may continue it tomorrow, but I think I want to get some ladder games into my next video so that you guys can see if we can get a new high with the level 13. Okay. So this first game is versus Jason from Nutella family. Nutella is pretty delicious, but still got to take Jason down. Okay, so we didn't have a great starting hand. We could have started with an Ice Spirit, but instead we just start with Princess, able to get 2 shots on the tower. Next up, we'll finally found our Hog, so we'll get our Hog onto the tower. He's playing lots of cycle cards, as we see, to start. So he's already got 2 pumps down. 2 pumps down in 30 seconds, so that's definitely not what we want to see. We don't have our Hog to punish him for that. So that was a naked Lumberjack, and I don't really recommend doing that. I mean, he did spend 5 to take it down, which is okay. Now we're back at the Princess. And as we see, he's cycling in the back. I didn't want to overcommit to that Knight, but as soon as he placed another pump, we saw this great value opportunity. Got a huge valuable lightning, hitting 2 pumps. Pump does have still 1 elixir left when you do lightning it. But now we're all the way back to our Hog, getting back to our cycle. And that was a very valuable Ice Spirit, taking out 2 of the 3 Fire Spirits, as well as hitting the tower and the Knight. So that was great. So here we are. He's back to double pumping. So we're going to split our push here so that we can avoid our Hog getting logged there. Part of that deal. And this is going to get that tower all the way down. That gives us a nice 1-0 lead. We've barely taken any damage. But now we find out what he's truly playing. He's playing Golem. He does have 1 pump going, so he's got an elixir advantage plus the pump. So we'll start with an E-Wiz in the back and finally get this defense rolling. So we find out that he's also playing 3 Musketeer. And he drops that Knight just in time to stop us from hitting the 2nd Musketeer. He's really all in on the left, so we're just going to use the Ice Spirit to block the one on the right all by itself. And then finally, he drops a second 3 Musketeers. So now we know that we're kind of in trouble. We're just going to eat the one on the left, and we were able to lightning down the ones on, eat the one on the right and lightning down the ones on the left, and that's really the best defense. He split his damage over both towers, which is what happens when you split your 3 Musketeers, and wasn't able to get either of them down. Log it back just to finish them off, keep the Fire Spirits off. And we'll take that as a 1-0 lead. And we were in pretty good shape. Even after that Golem wasn't going to take the tower, and he had no more pumps. So that was win number 1 versus Jason. Okay, let's hop into game number 2. So we open up with our cycle cards. I often will lead with an Ice Spirit down the river. He played before me, so that let us just get some extra value and get those goblins. Cycle our skeletons, and Electro Wizard his Goblin Gang. Follow up the Goblin Gang with our Hog, but unfortunately that didn't go fantastic, and he's got his Lumberjack already on our tower. And we don't want rage minions, so we're going to split our skeletons, make them chase it, and that upset him. I understand why he's crying. So, as we reset, an Electro Wizard in the back isn't my favorite, but it's a safe play, and he giants at the river instead of the back. I'm okay with that, and we are going to take some damage. It looks like. Actually, we were able to fully defend that, and now we have a raged Electro Wizard stopping this this Executioner. Then our Hog is already on its way to the tower. So we're getting off plenty of hits here. That's basically like 700 damage to the tower, as well as our E-Wiz killed his Lumberjack, and our second E-Wiz to take down the. Unfortunately, we don't have log in rotation right there, and our princess placement was a little off. We should have placed it on the left side of the tower to make sure that we hit the spear goblins instead of the stab goblins. That would have prevented the damage a little bit better. So he giants to prevent the princess from locking on. I wasn't really expecting the goblins up front, so I wasn't ready with my log. So once again, we just saw this a minute ago. Another giant Executioner push. Once again, the raged Electro Wizard takes down the Executioner. And this time we are ready with our Lightning, but Lightning wasn't the right play. So we also found out that he really wants to use Goblin Gang or Goblins against our Hog. So what we're doing here is we're saving. We didn't use our log this time. Instead, we cycled back to Princess. And we protected our Princess for a little while in the front. And now finally we have Hog plus log, and we'll prediction log right here, taking down all those Goblin Gangs. And that is exactly what we needed to finish this off. And a Princess hit, followed by a Lightning to end the game. Sometimes you have to prediction log in order to get past the Skeleton Army or the Goblin Gang. So you want to make sure that you don't always just use your log on defense, that you want to really get your log offensively. One trick to that is, especially versus Goblin Barrel decks, you can use your Lumberjack on one side and your Skeletons on the other, and you won't take any damage from, or you'll only take one stab from the Goblin Barrel. You can also use the Electro Wizard to take less damage, saving your log for the Skeleton Army, Goblin Gang, Ice Spirit plus Skeletons, making sure that your Hog can connect to the tower. Okay, so finally, let's hop into one more. Verse 1, 2, 3 from Royal Legends. So we have Hog in hand. I pretty much will always open with Hog if I have it, right when we get to max elixir. I did follow it up with a Fire Spirit. Unfortunately, it runs right into a Inferno Tower. In order to prevent all the damage, Electro Wizard won't do it by itself, so you have to use Skeletons as well. So it is a -1 trade, but it does force them to respond. So obviously their response costs more. So it winds up being 6 for 5 with no damage on either side, and the other side was 5 for 5, so we wound up +1 between both of those interactions. So Princess at the bridge, slightly slow with our log, but we were able to log that down, get our damage through. We were a little slow with our Lumberjack, as we also saw the Princess. We prevent the damage from the Princess by using the Ice Spirit, and our Lumberjack plus Electro Wizard stops the Hog, and into a prediction Hog raged. Perfect. This is like the ideal scenario you want with this. A raged Hog, raged Electro Wizard. And that tower is all the way down to 382. And our tower is at a nice healthy 3182. So we're going to start with our Princess. Chip it down a little bit more. He seems to have just accepted his fate on that side. So we took 2 stabs from those goblins. We'll save our princess, log her down. Trying to save our princess a little bit more, but it winds up getting logged eventually. So we'll bank some elixir with our princess as he's already got one instead of just having it hit us. So we'll get a value log hitting the princess plus the barrel. We were able to just dodge that fireball. And here we go, ready for our next hog push. We predicted his prediction on his Inferno Tower by placing the skeletons and Ice Spirit in the middle, plus the lightning to finish it off. So we got his tower all the way down to 600. Meanwhile, our towers are still nice and healthy. We're all set with this one. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this deck. I'm probably going to be playing this deck a little bit more, so I'll be able to show you some more replays of this deck shortly. I'm also going to be getting into some ladder matches with this 2.6 Hog Cycle deck. I am leveling up that Fireball. That will be my second max rare, so hopefully I'll get that done I'll have that done next season. So with level 13 and a max Fireball, it looks like we might be able to start hopefully do a little more competing on the ladder. So thank you guys for watching. Tomorrow we are going to be hosting a live stream tournament that is 4/26/17 at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope you guys will join me for that, and I hope to see you there. Thank you. Have a good one, guys.